believe we're live. You got a drink first. Okay. I don't like my framing. It's okay. Whatever. Who cares? Whatever. Who cares? Oops. No, I don't want to record. So I started on Loopy Volume L. This part usually isn't the exciting part, but this whole process isn't that exciting. It's more laborsome than it is creativity. That's not the right word. Laborsome. It's more, I guess, just general work than it is creativity. 'Cause obviously I'm not making the remixes. I'm just putting the remixes together into a whole album that it's supposed to be in. So the transitions will just be, you know, smooth. Then you get situations like this. But that's just the nature of it. Transition's fine. I don't want to be in... Actually, I do. think DJ Loopy is probably one of the most influential album or artists that I listen to in the breakbeat album world. He has like a certain quality to his music, which is great, you know. I think most, if not all, of Loopy's albums that I've put together, the songs transition together seamlessly, and that's like more important to me than anything else, really. Ironically enough, I've never listened to Volume L. I don't think I actually had Volume L back in the days. I think this album might have came out after the huge craze of breakbeat. Just two left. The tempo of breakbeat has changed too, like throughout the time that it was popular. I guess because the tempo of trance also changed. It used to be fast, like 140, 138, stuff like that. And then it just all changed. So now at this point, what I do is I make the track list. The way I do combine it is it might not be the best solution. Because I have to export it and then bring it to my video editing suite. So like I can probably just add the tracks in the video editing suite on its own. When I first started, I didn't know I could actually adjust audio very detailedly in I use Adobe Premiere, and that's just and then I discovered it later on and I was like, oh man, I'm wondering if I should like just switch to that, but I decided not to. This is 4 minutes, 3 seconds. Loopy Atari 64. Because the reason why I was thinking about changing into just going right into Premiere, adding it there, is because I'm kind of like double working on everything. Because, see, I have the separate tracks here, and then I combine it into one whole stereo track. And, oh, I didn't put the time. And then it becomes kind of busy work. And that just takes more time. And if they don't have a track list, and yeah, I put the track list in, in Premiere, so I write it down. I find the points where the track starts, and I write it down. And then, I do that to every album. And if it doesn't have a track list, then it's just much easier. I just put in the album name, and that's it, with the song or with the the music and the picture. So this process, like, it could take a while. If I'm just doing like one album, it might take like maybe just an hour total. And that includes the export and all that stuff. So, but I do like at least 2 at a time, because these albums, it's just copyright issues, because we just kind of remix a song and do whatever we want, because we don't have the rights to it, really. So unless you do, then but I assume most of us don't have the rights to it. I don't. So I get copyright strikes on every album I put up and every remix I make, usually. I say usually because there are a few albums that, not albums, a few remixes I did that didn't get copyright strike, just because it's so different, I think, and they like couldn't recognize it, which is weird, because the whole singing's in it, but I guess the speed of it, I have no idea. Featuring stud. $2.49. So today I'm going to do probably 4 albums. I've been meaning to do them like in the past 2 weeks, but I just never have time, or I'm too tired, like legitimately physically tired, and I just don't have the energy to even sit. I sit down all day, every day, every time I'm at work or at school or something, and I just don't want to sit anymore when I'm home. I attempted to do this already the other day, because I have a setup where I stand, where my computer is on the ground, and then I have a shelf where my keyboard is, my mouse, and another shelf where my monitor is on the wall. And I can stand and do my job. That's what that purpose is. Then I would use, if I want to access this computer, I would use, it's a software called Parsecs, and it's free. As long as you have internet, you can access another computer that you have installed in there. And so I did that. And Pro Tools being Pro Tools, it might be Pro Tools, it might not be Pro Tools. But then, because I run an audio interface, like the computer, it'll play the audio you play through the computer when you try to play it through Pro Tools, it'll play it through these speakers. So I'm like, stupid. So that kind of like stopped me from what I was attempting to do, which was this. That's why this album's already loaded up. If you were here in the beginning, I set it together and then I stopped. Oops. That's not an S. Track 15, last track. I like how Loopy has put in like all the actual like artists and name, but that makes me type more. Alright, so next step, I duplicate this one, and then this track is for the combined tracks total. And this takes like 30 seconds or so. So I don't know how the artists, how they combine their actual songs together, like, you know, the transitions and stuff into tracks and then separate it. Like, I don't know if they actually, I'm sorry if I'm eating. I don't know if they actually just have a whole like project of the song remix, which is a terrible idea. It's very inefficient. Or if they just like actually transition it in like a DJ session, you know, that also seems inefficient, and you know, if you mess up, you gotta start over. The way I did it was, at the time, like, I didn't know much about audio and stuff like that and project management, so I would go and like write down what I used on the next track that's gonna be transitioned into it, and I would write down all the drums, the bass, all that stuff, right, what it was, and I'll just recreate it in the previous project and then kind of transition like that. That might not be the best solution, because, you know, it can have a different sound in the end. Depending on how you mixed it, it can actually sound different too. But if you do it properly, it shouldn't be bad. Alright. Next album. We'll do Smooth Tea. Volume 6. So I'm thinking about making another album as well, and that's one of the conundrums I've been thinking about. How I should transition each track to each track. Because I don't know. I don't know what the cleanest solution might be. Maybe I should just make an extended version of each track and just combine it through there. And I come in here and actually combine it. or I should just do it my old way. I have no idea. But I also probably don't have time to make another album. I mean, I've remixed, 5 songs already within the past year? That's a lot for me, I think. For how busy I am, that's quite a bit. You know, I want to do like if I do an album, I want to do like the past 10 years of something. Whether it's the like popular songs in the United States, or trance songs, which, I don't know if that'd be worth remixing, because some trance songs aren't vocal trance, and it's popular. So I don't know, and then that'll just leave it up to like 10 songs. I kind of want to do 12 tracks, but at the same time I want to keep it rather original too. I don't want it to just be I throw in the song and then I put drums and bass and another melody over it. So I want it to be rather original. Alright, this is DJ Smooth T, Volume 6. Volume 6. Alright, this shouldn't take too long because there's no actual track list.
Gentlemen, let's...
So we'll cut this up a little bit.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Hey, that was smooth. Ha! That was smooth, Smooth T. Nice. If you don't know me, I like puns quite a bit. On Facebook, I'm in the group of Bad Dad Jokes, and I share those stuff constantly. Damn it. I don't know if smooth is a pun, but whatever. We'll use it. So these specific tracks here, you notice it just kind of ends right there with the audio just getting cut off. And I don't know what might have happened. That's always baffled me when I was downloading music or the albums, and songs would be incomplete or songs would be missing, and I'm always like, how does this happen? Like, what in the world? I think it might be because people, like, there are audio files out there that are kind of crazy. I think I never met any, but I just assume. But they would like get a song and they would convert it to like the FLCA codec, which is it's an uncompressed format, But if you download an MP3, then you convert it into that, it doesn't uncompress it. So it's ridiculous. If they do that, that's dumb. I don't know if they do, But I saw on like a YouTube um, comment where did my camera die? No. My LCD screen just disappeared. Okay, forget about that. But on YouTube comment, it was for the Ghost in the Shell soundtrack, the live action one with Scarlett Johansson, which I like that. I like the soundtrack. It's amazing. Whether you like the movie or not, you know, I don't care. But I was trying to get the soundtrack right. I was trying to buy it, and I discovered that the soundtrack was, I think, never available for purchase because the movie bombed quite a bit, I suppose. And then I think there was a huge petition that, you know, people who really wanted the soundtrack wanted it, and then the artist actually, I think the artist is Lauren Balfe. No, I don't know. It might be. I can't remember. Artist, composer. I think he set it out for free release, you know, and people were able to download it for free. But then that disappeared. But, you know, again, so I was talking about the video, right? That had the actual soundtrack on it. And one guy was like, yeah, I downloaded it a while ago and then converted it to FLAC, to FLAC. And I was like, what? Why? I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like it's a placebo type thing that people would do. You know, like, oh, it sounds good. It sounds better just because it's that format. It's like almost on the lines of, if you add more bass, it sounds better. No, not really. If you add more bass, your car might explode. Play. So yeah. So I was talking about, yeah, the albums and why they're missing tracks and tracks are cut off. Yeah, I have no idea why that was always the case. Because ever since I started using FL Studio, every time I export, my exports would be complete all the time, you know? There would not be missing tracks or mixing parts of the tracks, like, you know, tail end cut off or something. So I have no idea. And if you use a professional DAW, that won't happen. I've never encountered that throughout my 10 years of doing this stuff, you know? Never. So, I just don't know what happened. Did people like just convert it to something else once they got it and then shared it again, or what? I do know back in the day, internet was kind of like slow, so maybe that could be a thing. I doubt it. Are these remixes smooth T? Okay, I think they mostly are, at least. Yep. So there are no track list names, and I'm sorry for the people who continuously ask, what's this song, what's the track list name, blah blah blah, but that's just the nature of it. I'm not being lazy when I have no track list names there. there just wasn't any when the artist provided it. "13 tracks. You've used the forbidden number, Smooth T." Alright, that one's done. So see, like I said, some of these will go faster because, you know, there's no track list and stuff. So anyone watching, if you have a specific album you want me to put together, let me know. I'll do it. I need to know what people want. I have no preference in what album comes next. Alright, next album. Someone requested DJ Tier Volume 5, so we'll do that one first. This is the album that started off my breakbeat breakbeat addiction, I guess you would say. It was one of the many during that year. I think it was 2003, 2004. That's when I first got it. That's when I discovered Hypnotica and whatever other place that allowed me to download albums. And it was crazy. Like, the amount of work I put into downloading these albums was so much. I would literally spend, like, first off, at that time I was living in Missouri in the countryside, and our internet was phone internet. So it was phone internet because we didn't even have Wi-Fi yet. So I would spend, like, it would probably take like an hour or two to download one track. And so I would literally spend one whole day downloading an album. My cousin came to visit, and he saw me doing that, you know. I told him the process. He's like, "Damn, that's crazy, dude. But that's commitment." I'm like, "Yep, that's commitment." Because, you know, I love this album or this genre, and I wanted all of it. I wanted to hear what everyone's new remix was, just their style of their interpretation of this song or that song. And I lived in Missouri. There's none in Missouri here, you know. Unless you love outdoor stuff, then yeah, there's everything for you. But for guys like me, nerds, and, you know, people of the media, there's really not much for us here. Unless you go to bigger cities like St. Louis or Kansas City, then maybe. But there's also so much there too, so much saturation of all that. DJ Tier Volume 5. I don't think I'll do Volume 4 today. It's out there though. I've been going in order of the albums just so I can keep track of it better. I think I'll put it together still and just not release it yet. We'll cut this a little bit. Wait, is this the volume that I listened to? I don't remember anymore. It might be. I have no idea. Ah.
Where's the beat?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Oh, hey, Johnny. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. Yeah, I'm glad people are enjoying it too. I didn't know I would get this kind of a response with the classic breakbeat that we used to all listen to. Because I did it for myself, you know, and I wanted, if I was going on a long road trip, I would just put it on, you know, YouTube channel. And then people just, I guess, found it. Which is like amazing, because like that led me to the Throwback Freestyle Facebook page, and the folks there are even more fans of this genre, which is saying a lot. It's crazy because I'm a pretty big fan. Like, this is what I listen to all the time, you know. So if they're even more of a fan of this, then like they're a fan. And that has led me to, like, you know, the new friendships with the other DJs too, like the DJs I grew up listening to, basically, like Tin Man, Smooth T. Smooth T's like he talks to me a lot. In fact, I think I shouldn't say it. No, I'm not gonna say it. But he is putting together the Throwback Volume 2, and that's gonna be exciting. I think everyone's been waiting for that for a while. Although it's only been like since November, since Volume 1. Come on, Pro Tools. I know you're... Pro Tools is not happy because it's not using the normal audio driver, or audio playback engine that it knows it should. Since I'm using OBS, I have to like make sure you guys hear what I'm hearing too, so I can't use my Focusrite USB driver as the playback engine. So, which is fine, because like, I mean, you guys aren't gonna hear much of this anyways, but I think after, I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to do a premiere portion of this stream, just because it might eat up my CPU, because Premiere likes to use my graphics card a lot, and I think my graphics card is being used by OBS quite a bit. Or not my graphics card. I don't have a graphics card. I have the motherboard graphics. But you know what I mean. But I think I'll try. We'll try to go through the whole process of this. To the export part, then the stream will probably end. If not, I'll probably jump into FL Studio. And, you know, we'll hang out while I do something there. I don't know what I'll do. Alright, no, don't duplicate yet. Time for a track list. So I still use Word 2007 just because I own it. And why should I upgrade to a new one if I already own it, basically? And personally, for what I use, I don't need an updated Office anyways. Like, I just type on it. I don't do anything crazy, stuff like that. This is a 2K4. Yeah, see, this is 2004. Man, it's been a while. Oh, wow. And the people who love this genre is still loving it, you know? About 10 years ago, maybe a little less, that was when the genre was dying, and it kind of broke my heart a little bit, because that's when I was just like really becoming into it, really learning all the techniques and stuff. Oh, what's going on? And I was getting an audience, you know, and people were like enjoying my stuff. Not only that, but the copyright system kind of threw my spirit away for remixing music a little bit, because when I was still on SoundClick, that's where you know, we threw all our songs at. At least I did. And I was getting a following, and I would have like a new remix every other week or so, even if it isn't the best or super original. But I'll have one. And then one day I didn't have internet anymore, so I went to my cousin's place to upload it, and my account was gone. I got banned from SoundClick because of my remixes. And I was like, oh man, bummer. I could have literally simply just made a new account with the same name. But I was like, I don't want to deal with it again in case it happens and I might get sued. I don't know. So instead, I jumped to YouTube. And then I got two copyright strikes on YouTube. And back then, copyright strikes were like really harsh. It was literally 3 strikes and you're gone. So I had those 2 strikes, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna slow down on what I do, and I had no idea how to proceed anymore. at that time I was learning regular audio engineering and stuff. So I was learning new stuff. I was learning new techniques and remixing. I there wasn't a passion for it anymore. For I think from a lot of people, because I was introduced to it by my cousin, and he was into the genre like crazy also. And then a lot of my cousins kind of did it too. My other cousins, but then it was just kind of a phase, kind of a hobby, and then they would quit like maybe a month later. But I was the only person that he introduced it to that actually took it seriously and took it to the next level. So, and he was super happy for that. He was so happy that I actually continued doing this stuff, because now I'm more than just, a DJ, a music person. I'm a filmmaker now. Oh, I need to make a folder. So, come on. Don't screw up on me. Alright, computer. Whatever. Alright. So now I do sound for audio, or sound for audio, sound for video a lot. Not as much as I want to do still. Then the pandemic kind of hit, and it hit our industry quite a bit. But the pandemic also kind of made me remix again. It was interesting. It was like it was a disguised blessing almost. And I've fallen into the music world again, and I'm loving it. I'm loving doing what I'm doing. People seem to like my remixes, and I'm glad, because I spend a lot of money on this stuff. I spend a lot of time and effort as well, which is even more than the money I spent. And I'm noticing it in the past two remixes. I'm noticing that my new skills, I was able to utilize it more in my music creation. Aside from the traditional regular mixing, and then the notations of music, synths, how to process certain synths, maybe, stuff like that. So I was combining the old stuff with the new stuff. And it seems to be working well. I love it. My latest remix, which is Tritonals, Now and Never. I really like that remix because it's like a whole different song. Although like the past three songs I remixed is pretty much a whole different song. But this one, it's very different in its than the original song actually. Your name is Craig. I think this album's the album that I actually listened to that it was during my breakbeat craze. Breakbeat addiction, if you must. I remember back then, this group, DJ Tier's group, I don't know if it's his group or not, but the group that involved DJ Tier, they would have like an album up every week. And then people were starting to say like, man, you guys just keep remixing songs. And the quality level was always kind of different. I think, they improved along the way, of course. They're getting better and better and better. But at the same time, there was like the infamous "Come Home" song. There was like 10 remixes within 1 month. Whether it's from this group or another DJ or whatever, and I think everyone got sick of it. Here it is, "Come Home" right there. I think everyone got sick of it. It's a wonderful song, but boy, was it over remixed. But throughout their, I guess, journey, I think they're imported breaks. Yeah, DJ Tier was definitely like the artist that was upping his level of remixes. It was like becoming better and better, and it was like kind of evolving. Instead of just another remix, it was like becoming a new remix, you know. Yeah, this is the album that I grew up binging. Grew up. I don't know if I could say I grew up anymore when it was 2003, 2004. DJ Hybrid though. DJ Hybrid was very an influential part of me trying to learn all this stuff. I mean, his volume 3 was, I think it's volume 3, yeah. His volume 3 was like the best of his volumes. Which is ironic, you know, like usually we would like the newer albums more, the newer versions. But his volume 3 was it was really good. And a lot of these artists, I didn't hear their previous albums. So like first time I heard DJ Hybrid was volume 3. And then as I was putting these albums together, I did, like I said earlier, I was starting from the beginning instead of starting from the middle, although some I'm still randomly choosing. And I chose DJ Hybrids Volume 1, and then it was that old school cheesy synths. I was like, oh, I didn't know he did this. So, you know, I actually didn't know a lot of DJs did that. I thought that was specifically DJ Tin Man. Because Tin Man, first time I heard Tin Man stuff was his Volume 4. And that album actually was the album that I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Even if it wasn't like specifically that. It was something about that album that I just really loved. I think because just the originality that he had in a lot of it, and the combination of his synths and all that stuff was wonderful. Oh, not genre change. Kind of genre change, but speed change. See that? The fact that the previous song just kind of ends, it doesn't exactly decay out, it just drives me crazy. And I don't know what happens. Like, look, we have this tail here at the end of each track, but the tail is like just a strangely over compressed. I think these two sounds are exactly the same here. No, they're not. It's just like maybe an overcompressed portion of whatever they were doing of a render that just created an extra tail. Which can be a thing, because like if you if you've ever worked with audio and the song just ends like that, that's not right. I'm gonna double check this. I'll be back in a second. I need my hard drives. But yeah, what I was talking about, if you've ever converted a song, let's say you exported a WAV file, right, or AIFF if you're using Mac, and you convert it to MP3. I think, I don't know if it depends on the certain software you use, but it adds an extra little like microsecond to it. You know, that can be a thing. People would probably kept converting to MP3s, but also if you just keep converting it, it doesn't do that too. So it's weird. DJ Tier 1-4. See, okay, the song ends there. See, there we go again. The main topic I was talking about today. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know why the song just gets cut off like that, and it's super annoying. And I think sometimes like the track list gets lost too somehow. I don't know. I don't know how it happens, but I think it happens. Like, I think when DJ Yawin's Volume 1 came out, there was an actual track list. I'm pretty sure. But when I downloaded it from Shoops, the track list wasn't there. And I don't know, let me check. This is the stuff I have from years ago. It's not here. Okay, see, I can't check here. But someone commented the track list on that YouTube video, which is nice, you know, nice of them. But I already have it embedded into the video that there's no track list. Then again, with the songs ending like that, the very last tracks, I don't know what happened. I feel like it's not supposed to happen. So, I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. Dang it. Oops. This is intro. No, intro is called Adam's song. Intro, yeah. 2 minutes. Come home. So I'm doing this today because the next album coming out on the channel, I don't know what album it is, but it's on every Wednesday at 10 a.m. That's the last one before another one needs to come out. So I don't have any albums queued up. So I need to get ahead. Back in like October or November or so, I was like maybe 2 months ahead constantly. And that's because I had a class that was online, and it's a 3-hour class. Goodness. And the professor would lecture for that entire 3 hours, no resting at all. But that's because he wanted to finish the lecturing as quick as possible, which he finished maybe 3 weeks before the semester ended. Because it's a writing course, and we're writing a feature film. So a lot of us, we would just kind of set our laptops or phone aside and listen to it and do other stuff, you know. Because a lot of us, we already know how to write what he's talking about. And there are some times when I actually would ask a question, just because there are some things that are worth asking too. And that kind of keeps it so he kind of knows where like someone's listening at least. Because I think throughout the time, a lot of the other students, they were like, oh my gosh, they cannot handle the 3 hours of lecturing anymore. And I'm like, just do something while he's doing it, you know? Like, I do this is pretty mindless. I don't need to like concentrate on this that much, so I can listen to it and listen to the lecture at the same time. Wait, are these labeled differently? Oh goodness, man. Why? OG Breakbeat family? Why do you guys label things differently on a constant basis, man? I don't get it. I'm not a completionist, but I'm a very detailed and thorough type person, and I want. So it says tier. Okay, I'm not gonna put DJ Tier if it's just him then. I just don't know why, like, some songs aren't finished, or some songs aren't even titled. That's the most annoying part. I think a lot of us listeners always question that, you know? Like, is there a reason why they didn't put a track list in? It's just track 1, track 2, track 3. And then some albums they do. Laziness? I have no idea. Maybe, I mean, but if you're lazy about it and your passion is very low about it, you probably shouldn't do it. It's hard to say something like that, to people, but then like that's the truth too. Like if you don't want to put your mind and energy into something, then don't even do it. Like just quit right now. Like for me right here, like I could simply not put in the time codes for each track or even a track list. I could just put up the album and just be like, here you go, here's DJ Tier Volume 4. But no, I put that in there because, and I also put it in the video so you can actually read it because I want to put in 100% of my work and everything I do, you know? Alright, so I think I'm done with Pro Tools. Let me see. Let me double check. Tier Volume 5. Smoothie. Tier Volume 5. Jalopy. Oh, I never exported Smoothie. I didn't? Okay. I'll do that real quick. Smoothie. Volume 6. Yep, I never did because it's not renamed. Oh. I'm like breaking my computer. I should quit this one. Drop those beats. I don't drop beats, man. I make them. What up, Peter? I'm not doing anything special today. I just thought I'd live stream while I do this work that I needed to do. In case anyone wanted to see how it was done too. So we have 4 albums.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our...
Okay. Alright, let's quit Pro Tools. So I'm going to attempt Premiere. How you combine 2 tracks with different meters. Say one in 2/4 and others 6/4. 2 different meters. So if they're meant to combine to each other, you can either, I guess, normalizing might not be the best solution, but increase the volume. Maybe add a limiter and like do it that way. In my case, there are a lot of tracks like that in the albums I put it together, that the transitional part is louder and then the next track is quieter. I think I've fixed some of those. I think what I did was I either normalized it or I found a compression ratio that will increase the gain but not clip it, and then made it to the correct decibels. So that's what I would do. And I would use Audio Suite for that. Not exactly normalizer, or not exactly like a export process. I would do it in the real time to like kind of, you know, listen to audition it in a sense, and then just kind of remember those settings and put into the Audio Suite version and do it like that. So that's what I would do. Then there's some albums that the whole albums are, it's just quiet and it's like sucks. But that's what I would do on that one too. Like the entire track would just be ding louder. Because if you normalize it, you know, obviously I'm sure you know what this is already, Peter, but if you normalize it, it takes the highest peak of your audio track and brings that to the normalized decibel that you want. And if that peak's already at 0 dB, then it won't be louder. So normalizing is something I actually never do, because quite literally because of that, I have certain dynamics in my songs. Certain ones are louder, certain places are louder. You know, I have drums and kicks that are louder, and if I normalize it, it might not actually normalize. So what I do is I make sure I mix it lower to 0 dB as best I can. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it actually reaches 0 dB, and then I would just use a mastering plugin. In this case, I use Ozone 8 from Isotope, and that's a great plugin. If you want a good limiter mastering type plugin, Ozone is really good. I have the Elements version because it was free. It was free like in October, so I got it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm glad I got this because it's really good." It's got a great sterilization part for it too, so it's really cool. Alright, we'll see if my computer will last while I have Premiere open. I do only have 12 gigs of RAM, so that might be an issue. First off, let's manage everything here. These are finished. No, we don't want that one. Funky. We'll duplicate that and 2.5. Delete those, delete that, delete that. So Peter, how you been, sir? You still planning to move back here? State created. Let these peak files be created quick. Oh, you guys can't see it. My video's blocking that way. Throw in DJ Tier. Volume 5. I'm doing Volume 5 first because someone requested this, and that'll be the first to be released among the 4 that I created. Let's do it. So, Tier Volume 5. Intro. So I'm gonna play the song, and I'm gonna go on Pixels, and find a picture that kind of matches what we're hearing. So you probably won't hear me talk for a bit because I don't want to kind of. I'll lower the computer volume in case I want to talk. Let's look at it together. So I'm thinking yeah, we'll do a landscape. Yeah, we'll do this one. All right. Now what I'm about to do is, it's gonna seem extremely stupid, but I need to do it. First, I'm gonna close all these because I'm going to be overwriting them. And then I'm going to open Photoshop because sometimes, for some reason, at the Pexels website, the JPEGs you get from there, like, Premiere doesn't want to read it. I don't know what kind of processing they did to it, but it's like, ooh, error, or it might not even show up. So, and that kind of, I didn't discover that until a while. Like, I was looking at pictures for, albums, and I was like, why can't I use any of these, Like, I would choose one, it won't work. I would choose one, it won't work. Then I choose one, then it does work. Then I was like, what if I just reprocessed it, and then maybe it'll work? And it did. So from now on, every time I choose a picture from Pexels, this is what I do. I send it in Photoshop, and I just literally re-export it as a JPEG, and then Premiere will recognize it right away. I don't know why this is a thing. I don't know what the heck is up with it, but it is. And I kind of didn't want to open another software because Premiere might, or my computer might not like it, but I think it'll be fine. We're not doing heavy loads. Process JPEG. Yep, and then I throw it in here. So when I was first doing these Breakbeat albums, I was just I was thinking about just taking my own pictures, you know, and putting them in. But I was doing it every week, you know, the albums, and then I was like, oh man, I can't keep up with the pictures, and then I can only take so many pictures of my DJ setup before it's like he keep using the same pictures, basically. So I was like, I'll find a different source. So I chose Pexels, and I choose Pexels because I want royalty free one pictures, and they're free too. They're free to download and they're royalty free. So that's why I chose it. Why do I choose royalty free? Because I don't want to get in trouble. Oh no. Because these albums already are problematic in the sense that, like I mentioned earlier, copyright issues can happen. Yeah, see, my computer doesn't like, oh shit, doesn't like the fact that so much processing is happening. Which makes me want to upgrade my computer even more. Every time I look at new upgrades, I'm always like, do I really need it? Do I need to upgrade? Is that too close to the corner? $18.73. Okay, I think that's good. And if I do upgrade computers, it's gonna have to be powerful because I want to edit on it and all that good stuff. Pro Tools, I barely use Pro Tools anymore aside from doing this, so it's okay. Pro Tools doesn't use that much processing power, especially for what I do, so it's not, I don't need a computer for that because I use the Windows 7 i3 8 gigs of RAM for 10 plus years, and Pro Tools worked fine on that. The real issue was the software, not software, the plugins that Pro Tools would probably have. It might not like it. So we'll save this and we'll get to work. So 3 minute 25. Yeah, right here. $9.49. This is like a spoiler for those who actually like listen to the videos here. Like, you know what's happening, you know what's coming up. Which is okay. I don't really care actually. You know, I remember one video or one album I put up, and there's a comment. It's like your videos are like clutch, man. Like, no one knows what's coming up next. I'm like, I know it's completely random, literally. And that's because I don't want to like put up the same DJs all the time. I wanted to keep it more like, I don't know what the right word might be, but more different all the time. 2133. Cause like if I just did like DJ Tin Man for like 1-2 whole months, whatever, maybe one or so, everyone be like, "Are you just putting up Tin Man stuff? Like, why don't you put up this guy or this guy or this guy and stuff?" And it didn't show diversity for the other artists. 2641. Yeah. Okay. 3321. It's in between. There we go. 21, really? I guess so. It's like a frame off. Yeah. Take control. 38, 37. So I've been thinking about buying a Elgato Cam Link so my videos won't be so choppy for my live streams. Is that a good idea? Should I do it? Because I know I don't live stream much, but I kind of want to live stream more whenever there's time. Do it right there. And I was going to get 2 Elgato cam links, because once in a while, if I do live stream, I'll use the C-stand and put a camera on top so you guys can see me play, maybe. But that's like $300 total, and it gets pricey. And every time I see the price, I kind of don't want to go with it, because the way I have it set up seems to work okay, you know. Like, I mean, you guys don't really want to look at me, you know, for those hours, you know. I'm not the star of the show. But at the same time, if I'm going to run 2 cameras, the Elgato Cam Link is the way to go, because if you've been in my other streams, you probably noticed I either only had 1 camera, or if I've had 2, then I just got lucky. 4015. Because the way I do it is it's kind of janky. Not janky, but it's kind of weird. I'll do it right there. what I do is whenever I plug in my camera, the EOS utility pops up, right? So if you're not a camera person, Canon has a software called EOS Utility, and you can plug your computer, or you can plug the camera into a computer, and you can control the camera through the computer. Like, you can take pictures through there, you can record through there, you can change your exposure settings and stuff like that instead of on the camera. And then when you take pictures, I think it still goes to SD card. I don't know if you can actually send it to a hard drive, whatever. I don't use it like that, so I don't know. But then there's a live view mode where it will show what you're seeing. So yeah, I'll show you guys. So here is that. So what I do is in OBS, I say I want to record this screen, and it records a whole screen. I just crop it so you just see the actual me in it, you know, the actual what the camera's viewing. And that's somewhat janky. So if the cam link, I could just plug it in, USB, bam. At the same time, I only have so many USBs. And I have a small computer, not a big power supply, 5344. And I think that's the limitation that it keeps giving me. For every time I try to plug in something, sometimes in my USB hubs, which is powered, every time I try to plug something in, it doesn't read it. Or either the USB hub just shuts off, it doesn't want to work. And I don't know why that's a thing, you know. 5940. It was worse when so my computer is small, like I said, and the only graphics card that can fit in it is smaller ones. Not puny ones, but like if it's small, it can be put in it. And I have an NVIDIA 750, GTX 750, I think. Yeah, I think it's GTX. And I put it in, and it's like really, really tight fit. So that took up basically the whole space. The other PCIe port was covered because of it, and I wasn't able to put in the USB 3 PCIe I had for more USB expansion. So I just had to do that, and then my USB hubs would like turn on and off all the time, so it would not work. And that sucked. Oh. Oh, the 24K, yeah. So if the volume difference is pretty high, and if the songs are supposed to combine to each other, like, you know, a DJ session, then normalizing might not be your best answer. I think the best way to do it might be is to like use a limiter compressor and increase the gain of the next track or the previous track, whatever it might be, to the specified volume you want, or to match it as best you want, and then run an audio suite on that. That might be the best solution. Because I think that's what I had to do a few times on some of these albums. Oh, time signatures. Oh man, I don't know, dude. No wonder I was like reading like these are these ratios like 2:4, 6:4. I was thinking if those are ratios of volume. Um, time signatures. Goodness me. If it's if it's still running through quarter notes, there might not be an issue in combining them. Cause there's just six quarter notes within one measure. You know, for the longest one there, or two quarter notes within a measure. So I think so. I'm assuming your question is if I'm DJing and then I get to a song, like say I'm playing a 4/4 song, right? Then I get to a song that's 2/4 or 6/4. Then I need to transition it in together. In that case, I'll just have to find a unique way of transitioning it. We usually use loops and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if I've encountered time measures in that sense because everything I do is 4/4 basically, you know, and that's why it's called common time code, time signature. So, sometimes most DJs they will just like end the song epically in some fashion and then bring in the next song. Like that's usually the best solution if like because like that's the kind of a situation where the tempo is different. Like you have a song and then you're playing say like a real fast beats per minute song and then they want you to play hip hop the next song. And usually hip hop is slower. So I would kind of like have a in crazy transitioning out of that song and then play the next song and then it kind of flow in with the audience of them knowing like, oh, the song's like changing up, and then kind of a silence part before the song kicks in, and it could be more hype too. So mashup for friend requests. Okay. Oh, mashups are the worst. So you're combining two songs together. Oh man, it might not work then, dude. The time signatures are that different and the rhythm is that different. It might not work. Hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't know, dude. Like maybe so within the mashup. So the mashup is a 2/4. One song is 2/4 and one song is 6/4. I'm assuming. If that's the case, you might have to get creative. That's the only other thing I would like know. Creative in the sense of yeah. Yeah, I totally see it. Man, I wouldn't know what to do, dude. Sorry. Shoot. I haven't done a mashup in a long time, and then the mashups I do is obviously 4/4. So like, I don't know how did the track with the one song. Maybe if it's a whole song, you know, I don't know. It might be more difficult if you have to match up the entire song. But if it's like a mega mix type style where there's different songs within that track, then it might be easier because you don't need to worry about it too much. But I don't know, man. All right, DJ Loopy. How about I rename this right now? The heck? I think I know. Let's see. All right. I think I found my picture. We want DJ Loopy, volume Ales. We're gonna use that. Yeah, I'm still thinking about your mashup issue, but I there's nothing comes to mind of what can work, what can potentially work. What do you mean? I don't have a new album. Unless you mean these videos. These videos, DJ Terror won't come out until next week. And then the rest is a week afterwards. So I'm creating 4 weeks worth of work right now. I try to be a little bit ahead. Is this it? Is this the picture? Yeah. The aspect ratio of this picture is weird. I don't know why I made it so widescreen. I still need to zoom in. That's ridiculous almost. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, we'll keep it outside. Alright, time for the exciting part. Oh man, these tracks are long. I think I'll be fine. Four minutes, 3 seconds. Right there. It doesn't exactly matter when I put this in, because it's frame based anyways. Atari 64. Cascade 902. Today's Pi Day, Peter. You gonna celebrate in some way? They should. I don't know if it's real, but they should officially make today National Pi Day, and see if like anyone that's not a nerd knows the actual reference of why it's called National Pi Day. All right, man. Thanks for joining, sir. 1340. Oh man, I don't know where it is anymore. Cause my computer is not liking how much I'm destroying the processing. Okay, I'm just gonna say right here. We'll do it right there. $17.53. Yeah, actually, let's start right there. Tiesto. BT. Is BT capitalized or? I think it's full capitalized. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So we'll change that. $23.09. Perfect transition. We thank you, Loopy. We, the detailed freaks, thank you. $28.58. So it's right there. $33.38. Is that what that song is? Nope. Oh, it's Alone. It's interesting listening to these remixes. 3053. Like, some remixes, they blend in very well. Or like, they it matches very well, you know. And some it might not. I don't know if there's one in mind that I would say is like that. Sometimes you have to kind of keep listening to it to actually like it, and that's kind of how my stuff is. 4249. Like my remixes, like, because it's so different from the original, I might not think I like it as much as I actually do later on. That's why some of my remixes, they take a little bit longer to finish than others, because I'm probably like, oh, it doesn't match. And if you've watched any of my Let's Remix a songs, you'll see me express it in those videos. I'm like, oh, it doesn't match, but then I end up using it in the end product. 57. Yeah, it's right here. Loopy did the tricky transition to next track thing. I don't know if it's tricky, but it's like the song's gonna start before that actual downbeat type situation, and in some cases that's okay, because if it transitions perfectly, then it's awesome, you know. 52:48. We're doing a downbeat. I don't care. I don't remember this album enough to actually know when the track starts. This song has the worst name ever. So vile. 57:44. No, I think it starts over here. I think it literally starts right here. Hour 3:20. Oh, it's 2 minutes. Oh gosh. I was like, that's not the next song. So it's somewhere here. Oh no? No V? Okay. Okay. $8.43. There it is. And that's it. This part, surprisingly, I think takes the longest of combining the albums together. Because I actually have to like find a picture, know where it is, and label everything. Okay, let's start fading earlier. And that's actually using my brain, you know? Using a little bit of creativity, not much. I mean, I'm just finding a picture. I'm just curating it, you know? Alright. DJ Loopy Volume L finished. Shadow? Yeah, we'll do a little bit of shadow, why not? You can read that, we can read it. Alright, next up. We'll do Tier Volume 4 because it has track titles, so we'll keep the theme up. And Smooth Teas, there's no track titles there, so that'll be a quick, easy one. Oh no! Oh no. Are we still streaming? So I just closed YouTube on accident. I just closed my live streaming data that I was looking at. I don't think that is affecting I hope not. Okay, I don't think it affected anything. Hopefully not. It says it's still rolling. Okay, yeah. All right. I feel like I used this picture already, but I don't know. It's gotten to a point where I've lost track of the pictures I've used and even some of the albums I've put up. Uh, I think I've done it twice already, where I put together an album, even in the video side in Premiere, and then when I'm uploading it, it's like it's already there, and I'm like, oh god. So I need a system that I can check off what I've done. The problem with that is I have a lot of albums and I can't just like go and be like just write it all down one day. It's gonna take literally probably a whole day doing it. Yeah, we'll leave it over there. Alright, so I need to go bathroom quick. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay, I do need a cam link now. Lame. Lame as can lame. DJ Tier Volume 4. Adam's song. Follow you. 2 minutes 17. Oh, I need to expand this. I think what I should do is make a template in here. So whenever I come in, I would have everything set up already. $217. Follow you. Come home 7:35. Yeah, we'll do it there. When will you be mine? 1309. $19.20. We can run away. 2503. Alive. 2930. Alright. Oh, I'm over here. 3340. $38, $37. Yep. This version of Rave Heaven. Oh goodness, I need shadow now. Do I? Yeah. We're just like something like this, I guess. I don't want to go so much because I don't want to put shadow on the other ones. Yeah, I think that'll work. But this version of Rave Heaven was one that I liked the most for a long time. Well, one of the most. I liked it. It was one of the best ones I liked. One of it. Like, there's a lot of remixes, of course. But this one I really liked. 4305. Mm-hmm. 4806. So every time I listened to this song back then and it reached this song, I was always like, oh goodness. Like the transition is just weird. Because it's slow. It's like maybe 10 beats per minute difference, you know? 5310. And it wasn't a creative transition. Which I know when you're DJing, you to do creative transitions might not be possible. You know, sometimes because of the rush. But when you have making something like this and you have a lot of time, yeah, kind of be creative. And then we get to Angel. 5636. Like that. That is terrible transition. I'm sorry, DJ Tier, but that is a very terrible transition. It's like wedding DJs. I don't mean to harp on wedding DJs, but every wedding I've been on, so I used to do a lot of wedding photography and videography, and every DJ that's been on the weddings I've been at, they do not transition the songs at all. I understand it's a different type of DJing, you know, because you have to you actually take requests, and then you have to be an MC and stuff like that and be exciting, but at the same time you're also a DJ. And I've seen people literally they're dancing in the middle of a song, and then the DJ changes the song when the song's not done yet, first off, and then it's a different song. It's like it might be a different, completely different style, and they're like, huh, you know, and it's kind of lame. Yeah, we'll make the back a little darker. Half a stop. Yeah. It's gonna rain today. It's supposed to rain all day, but it didn't. Alright, DJ Tier Volume 4 finished. Next up is DJ Smooth T. This would be a simple one because he didn't put any track list. Cityscape. This one's not bad. Yeah, we'll do that one. I don't think I need to convert this. Let me try it. Last time I used Unsplash stuff, I didn't need to convert it, so if I'm lucky, we can just drag it in. Yes, see? Unsplash doesn't process weird. I can use it right off the bat. And it's a 16:9. Yeah, it's vignetting. So tracks without, I mean, albums without track names are the easiest.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
It's not DJ Tier. Oh no. No, it's not coding either. Only difference here is I have to put this down here. Just so it looks better. A bit lower. Alright. Oh, do I like it there? No, I think I put in the sky. Yeah. It's less busy up there. All right.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
Fade out's gonna be quicker. Finished. See, that took like 5 minutes, maybe. Yep. Finish. So, I think that's gonna be it for the stream. This was the entire goal for the stream, and everyone who joined in, thank you. I think next stream will probably be more exciting, maybe. I don't know. I don't necessarily like to make music live because it's kind of boring, kind of like this stream, which, you know, ironically, but I'll be exporting these off screen because you guys don't want to watch me do that, right? So until next time, see you guys. Oh, I don't